Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. It's going to be a tarot reading about a little girl that went missing in 2000 on Valentine's Day exactly. And I'm going to do this reading with a very special tarot deck. It has a story. I'm going to tell you about it right now. But first, please check out my friend Michelle's channel, True Crime Tarot with Michelle, here on YouTube. This is how I met this case that I saw a video of hers a couple of days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago. And the interesting thing is that prior to that, when I didn't even know about this little girl and her case, I bumped into this deck on the internet. And the thing is that I ordered this deck. It's quite a rare deck and it was quite expensive, but I couldn't resist. Because it's special, you will see that there are black people in it. It's just beautiful. And the moment I saw it, I started to investigate and I found it on the internet. I saw someone using it on YouTube and I started my little investigation. So this is how I got this deck. It was an instant purchase out of immediate love and attraction I felt towards this deck. And exactly on the day when it arrived, I was able to watch Michelle's video about Asha's disappearance. Asha Degree is the little girl we are talking about. She was a beautiful black girl. She was 9 years old when she disappeared, and as I found it out from Michelle's video, this case is totally crazy and nonsense, and even today no one has been charged, but 25 years later, so she went missing on Valentine's Day in 2000, and 25 years later they could identify DNA samples with the help of new technology. So technology has developed so much within 25 years that they were able to identify, as I read, 2 DNA. But I can see that this case is so complicated and confused that the basic things I know, and I'm going to tell you about it just to give it a frame, is that Asha was a very good basketball player and their team lost a game some days prior to her disappearance. And she was quite upset, but family says she calmed down so that she didn't seem to be too bothered about it. Also, they went to church on Sunday and they spent some time with family members and everything was normal and everything was okay. And then in the evening, there were power outages and the mother said the children didn't have a bath. Asha had an older brother. Asha was 9 years old when she disappeared and her brother was 10 years old. Both parents were working hard. And Asha was a keen basketball player. She was very smart. She was a happy child, good at school, having friends, having a happy and well-balanced life. And her parents were quite strict. They had no internet at home. So the mom got up very early on Monday, on the 14th of February, because she wanted to make a bath for the children because the children couldn't have a bath because of the power outages in the evening, and she wanted to get them prepared for school. It was about 5:30 a.m. when the mom woke up and Asha was not in her room. She shared the room with her brother. And the mom started to look for her in the house. She was not there and she went out in the street. Some relatives, aunt or Asha's grandma, someone lived close and the mom called that relative if Asha was there, but they said no. So within an hour, the whole street and all the neighbors started to look for Asha and she was nowhere to be found. But prior to that, the father checked on the sleeping children twice at night because of the power outages. And the last time or the second time the father checked on them was 2:30 a.m. And at 2:30 a.m. both children were sleeping in their own beds. And I read something like her brother heard Asha's bed squeak a bit later, but he thought she was just turning in her bed. The thing is that Asha for some reasons went out at such a time during the night, so somewhere between 2:30 and 3:30, because she was even seen walking along a highway there. The weather was very bad. It was heavily raining, it was cold weather, and she had her pajamas on or just very light sleeping clothes. But she wasn't dressed up. She was wearing sneakers and she had her bag on her and she was walking on the highway. And some truckers even saw her, and they say there were some that even turned around, or one turned around, and they say she was just walking there, not even looking up. Then there was a man with his son, and both of them were surprised and they couldn't decide if it was a very tiny woman or a child. And some days later they saw it in the news that they were looking for Asha, and this is how they recognized her. So these sightings happened on the night when she walked away from home, but they were reported to the police some 2 days later when it was already on the news that she went missing. So several truckers saw her, but they didn't stop, they didn't call 911. They were surprised. They said it was absolutely weird to see a child walking out there at 3:30 a.m., but no one asked her about what she was doing there. And it's weird, but it happened like this. And when one of the truckers turned around and they drove towards her, I think that person wanted to address her, but she ran in the forest. And the driver drove away, so no one saw her afterwards. But her belongings, some of her belongings, a hair clip, some candy papers, and a highlighter pen were found in a shed not far from where she ran into the woods. And there was a photo of a young black girl together with her belongings. And that photo has never been identified. No one knows who that little girl was. Anyway, this photo was found in the shed as well. And a couple of months later, her bag was found some 40 kilometers away with a book in it that belonged to her school's library, but it was not her that had checked that book out. Also, there was a t-shirt in the bag which didn't belong to her. And I think it was in that book that they found hair samples that were identified in 2024, I think. And that sample led police to a family. That family had 3 daughters, the Deadman family. And the daughters were 13, 15, and 16 years old when Asha disappeared. But these families were not connected. And also in 2016, the FBI made it public that on the night of her disappearance, Asha was seen being pulled in a green car. And later on, years later, a very similar green car was taken from a property that belonged to the family where these 3 girls belonged. And it's still a big riddle how it happened or what happened. And the other DNA belonged to a man that died in 2004. So God knows what happened. I was curious to ask Tarot about all this. And you can see many cards here. My first question, that was my basic question. And these were the first 3 cards to my basic question. And these were the 3 accompanying cards. And the others are the explaining cards. So my basic question was, Asha walked away from home. Was it something she did on her own, or was she lured away? Was she sleepwalking, or did she want a surprise for her parents? As I read it, her parents' wedding anniversary was on the 14th of February, on Valentine's Day, if it's true. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you what these cards tell me. So why did she leave her home that night? That was the question. And the first three cards are the King of Coins in the middle, the Eight of Cups on the left, and the Page of Wands on the right. My gut feeling when I first saw these cards was that the King of Coins, it definitely means a male person, someone that is wealthy or that has dignity, that can give a lot. So the first card already shows a male person here, someone that has authority even. And the explaining card that comes with it, the Ten of Wands, shows this man being very nervous. The Ten of Wands means extreme tension that is piling up and increasing even more. So there is such a figure shown here, the King of Coins, a wealthy person with authority or dignity or being in control of a lot of money and of important businesses, and this person is shown very, very nervous, even back in time, because we are going back in 2000. In February 2000. The next card, the Eight of Cups, which actually means walking away. So the combination of the two cards tells me that she walked away because someone made her or asked her to walk away. So it was not her idea, but I would say she was lured away. All the other cards point at something like that. So there is a male figure in the center of the reading, and she was lured away for some reasons. I'm going to tell you what these cards mean, at least what I put up from these cards. And the Page of Wands is the third card. Pages mean children. It can show her, but it can show someone else, another child, or it can even mean that she was somehow lured away by using that child or fictive child whose photo was found in the shed. And that is what I feel. So that there was a story made up about that child, about that fictive child, and she was lured away so as to help that child or just to be with that child. And a male person is and was very nervous about it. But there is something interesting here. So the next set of three cards are the Ten of Wands in the middle, which means tension and nervousness. The Ten of Swords comes with the Eight of Cups, so it's a very bad card in itself as well, also in this combination. So something fatal happened to her, and it makes me feel this man of wealth and authority knew that something bad happened to her, and he knew that she wouldn't go home anymore. So this wander off ended in tragedy, as the Ten of Swords suggests. She went out because she was somehow lured out, and she met her own demise, and something tragic happened out of the blue, and I wouldn't say it was planned, but something abrupt. The card that comes with the Page of Wands, the first card, because I pulled more cards for this card, the first card that comes with it is the Two of Cups. And it shows me two children, so that the cover story or the story why she was lured away was that there is another child, a little girl, that needs you or wants to see you. Something that woke up her curiosity, or that this little child should be saved and please help me save her. But the other cards are going to be very talkative. And the two other explaining cards are the Three of Cups and the Strength. And the Strength means a problem can be a physical issue. It can be like this little girl in the photo is sick. Please help me heal her. Please let us make her happy. The Three of Cups means joy and happiness. So almost as if someone came up with a cover story that there is a little girl that would need you. Because she is like you, she resembles you a lot, and she is either sick or kept locked up. I would say something like she is sick. Because the snakes in the Two of Cups, we know that the symbol of pharmacies is a snake as well. So something like there is someone, a little girl like you. She wants to be like you. You are so beautiful. You are so strong. You are so whatever, so much full of energy. Just please come and help me heal this girl because I want to help this girl, and let's help her feel good or heal. A 9-year-old little girl will believe such a story if she is sensitive and naive and empathetic enough. I remember how my parents and my grandmother always warned me when I was a child that it's forbidden for us to talk to strangers, and it's forbidden to go anywhere besides school, and that from school we have to go straight home. And they always made sure that we never walked alone, so that we lived close to each other with our classmates, that we should go together, we should come back together, so that no one should walk alone. And I lived at a very safe place actually, but there were always, rarely, but there were always such stories when children were kidnapped, especially little girls. So I remember, and even today I remember, that it was implanted in me not to talk to any strangers, no one, not to accept anything. But I would have been touched by such a story. So let's see the explaining cards. The 3 explaining cards that come with the King of Pentacles are the 3 of Swords in the middle, the Hermit on the left, and the 4 of Swords on the right. And my very first impression was that the one that lured her away was not this person of authority. For some reasons, this person of wealth and authority, the King of Pentacles, just worries, but that was the Hermit, a broken-hearted, older person. The Hermit, someone that felt lonely. The 4 of Swords, it is also about healing, having a rest, being mentally disturbed, mentally exhausted or tortured when one is not reliable mentally, and they would need a good rest. Or it can even be that one is almost always lying in bed. It can also mean that one has sleeping problems or insomnia, or that one needs pills to sleep and one is so tormented that their nervous system gets exhausted. So this combination, the Hermit, 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords combination, makes me feel there was a man, I would say a disturbed or deranged mind, someone that suffered a lot, someone that could be sick or just mentally exhausted or tormented, feeling lonely. So it looks like a classic luring away, someone catching sight of her, someone thinking, I want this girl, I need this girl. So that this person, this is what I feel, that this tormented hermit wanted her exactly. And even the Natasha Kampusch story came in my mind. She was 10 years old when she went missing, a little girl from Austria. She was kidnapped by a pedophile and she was kept, I think, for 8 years or maybe even more. She was kept in a dungeon this person built for her. And even the police were circulating there. Even his home was investigated. Police was there, not even once, and they didn't find her. And what happened is that years later, when he already trusted her, somehow she could get out in the garden and she ran away. And she found a neighbor, or I don't know where exactly she went, Natasha Kampusch, but she met people and she told them it was her. And the person that kidnapped her threw himself under a train. That's an insane story if you are interested. So when I saw these 3 cards, that story came in my mind. It was someone that wanted company. Natasha's kidnapper also wanted company. A sick mind, a sick psyche, a classic kidnapping, I would say. And for some reasons, Tarot shows connection between the King of Pentacles and the Hermit, the tortured Hermit. The 3 cards that come with the 8 of Cups, these are the Knight of Wands, the 8 of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. And it clearly tells me that this person, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups, they are about different energies. The Knight of Cups, it's the slow and nicely flowing tempo knight. the Knight of Wands, that is the quick one and a lot faster, so that someone quickly went or stepped up to her when she was walking home from school a couple of days earlier. I'm going to tell you why I think this. And the Eight of Wands, it means communication and messages. And these three cards make me feel that this person, the Knight of Wands, which also means tension and some anxiety, stepped to her, bringing her news, saying something like, this little girl in the photo, she wants to tell you something, she wants to see you, she wants to meet you. Like he was a messenger. And the Knight of Cups, it means loving vibes or loving approach, not anything suspicious and slower tempo, so that he quickly stepped up to her. He told her something like, I have a message for you from someone, from this little girl. She wants to see you. Please help me because she is sick or whatever. And the Knight of Cups, it is about tenderness, softness, so nothing scary. Maybe he was even crying, trying to make it look like he is devastated, but it doesn't mean anything stressful or scary. So this person, I would say, stepped up to her, implanting a story in Asha's innocent mind. And these are the three cards why I think something like this happened. Because the King of Swords, it clearly means a mind that is tic-tacking, not being able to find inner peace. And so chronologically, this happened later than the cards on the left. And the Temperance card means slow tempo, and the High Priestess means secrets. And these three cards make me feel that this meeting, when someone stepped up to her when she was going home from school, happened a couple of days earlier, so that there was a relatively longer period. The Temperance means slow tempo, and that this person, the Hermit, the deranged hermit, was starting to be nervous or tic-tacking if she will show up, because it was slow tempo. A lot of time passed in the meanwhile, and the High Priestess can mean that he wasn't sure if she would show up or if she would remember, but it clearly means secrets, like, okay, don't tell anyone about it, it's our common secret. Not even to your parents, but that he couldn't be sure if she were going to be silent. So the King of Swords, this is the analytical, very nervous and cold-hearted and maybe even cruel king. So he was waiting, and in case Asha had told her parents anything about it, so this person, the Hermit, he could have been sure that he will not be found because he was a stranger. Asha didn't know him. He showed up there, but basically I would say, since the Hermit card is for him, no one knew him. He showed up there and he couldn't be sure she would really sneak out. And I even have a feeling that this King of Swords Hermit combination, and coming up with this story and the Eight of Cups as well, that this person wanted it to look like her walking away, her wandering off, that she left on her own, while actually she was lured away, but the person who lured her away wanted to make it look like she wandered off, that there was no one involved, but that it was a decision on her own, and that no one would see anything because it was night time. And this High Priestess so much tells me, it was like, don't tell anyone about it, okay? You mustn't tell anyone about it. If you tell your parents about it, they will not let you leave. They will lock you up. And it was an easy thing to remember if, for example, a 9-year-old child mixes up the days, not knowing if it is Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but it's easy to remember Sunday, because you have just had 3 days, the weekend has just ended, and after your 3 days you are going to school again on Monday. So on that night, alright, he could have even said something like, I will take you back home by the time your parents go and wake you up. just sneak out in silence so that they shouldn't notice, because then they will not let you come. And this girl, this little girl, needs you. And in case she had said anything about it at home, and then obviously her parents would have checked her more. But even 9-year-old children know when they have to hide something so as not to be caught on something mischievous or on lies. And the parents definitely would have been alert, but this person, this hermit, could still be calm because no one knew him. So what happens if Asha tells her parents about it? Then there will be rumors, or maybe they will go to the police saying that someone tried to lure their child away, but he wouldn't have been found. Just people would have gotten scared. So I would say it looks like a classic attempt to kidnap a child, making it look like the child walked away on her own. There was a cover story about a little girl that needs you, please come, but if she doesn't come, no one will find out about it. Don't tell your parents about it. And there is a person, the King of Pentacles, that is very worried and nervous about all this, and something fatal happened to her. And my next question, now I'm going to shuffle the cards again. My next question will be about how Asha died. So these are the first 3 cards about how she died. And the Temperance is in the middle, which makes me feel that the person that worked it out, the person that lured her away, was there. But I'm curious if Tarot directly shows anything like killing her, because the Temperance is not about taking anyone's life. It just makes me feel that person was there when something happened. The Word card is on the left, so why I am asking this, because I was curious if she really met this person or something happened to her before she could meet him. And the World card makes me feel she really met him. So whoever lured her away, she really met that person. And I would say initially that person was nice to her, nice and friendly. And the Magician card is the 3rd one, which means communication, so that they were talking and she really believed that they would go and see the little girl. So I would say she met the person that lured her away. They were talking even. The Hierophant comes with the Temperance card. The Ace of Wands comes with the word I don't like it. And the Ace of Pentacles comes with the Magician. So the Hierophant can mean religion, knowledge, church, community, or they're just saying now you are going to meet her, or we are going to meet her at church. But it can mean that he just realized that she really came. The Ace of Wands very, very often, especially in its negative sense, means at least an attempt to abuse. Not necessarily that it happened, but that he wanted to. That there was or would have been an attempt. That his intention was like that as well. And the Ace of Coins, it makes me feel it's about gift. So that this person, I see, because she brought Mickey Mouse hairpin with herself, a marker pen, and it makes me feel this person asked her when he lured her away to bring a little gift for this little girl, that he asked Asha about the gift. Did you bring a gift for her? So it started by making her calm, that she did the right thing, that everything is okay. And I still think this person wanted to take her home. And yes, you see, this is the 4 of Coins, locking something up or locking someone up. And I have a feeling this person, whoever this person was, that lured her away, wanted to take her home. So far, Asha is shown alive. The King of Cups comes with the Ace of Wands. It just reassures me that for this person, it was like his new life is starting. It's a very sick thing. His new phase is starting with this little girl. It has Natasha Campos vibes, this story. And the Empress is the third card that comes with the Ace of Coins, which is about caring. So far these cards show that he wanted to, or he was about to take her home. I mean to his home, not to her home. And the Eight of Swords is the next card. It means something unseen crossed over this. So I would say his intention, the kidnapper's intention, was not killing her, but he wanted something like she will be my new life, my new partner, whatever. And something unfolded, something unseen unfolded here out of the blue, so he couldn't take her anywhere. Something happened to Asha herself, the Page of Cups. And what happened? This is the Knight of Wands and the Judgment card. The Judgment means passing away in such a context. It makes me feel it was like he was starting on their way home and something happened out of the blue. And the King of Pentacles is back. The King of Pentacles is back. And the Five of Pentacles comes with the Judgment card. So these two can be connected. I would say they are connected because it's crazy that the King of Pentacles is here again with the Knight of Wands. Both cards were here in the previous spread. I would say there were two men somehow connected and something happened that resulted in Asha's death, as the Judgment Five of Pentacles combination says. And something abrupt, something sudden. Eight of Wands is here. That means messages or something abrupt. The Nine of Swords comes with a King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles feels guilty or felt guilty. And the Justice comes here on the right. I would say it's almost clear for authorities what happened. And interesting, but the Tower card comes with the Eight of Wands. So what this sudden thing was, the Tower very often means accidents. In such cases it means accidents, something unseen, something unplanned, something happening out of the blue. So my overall impression is that someone lured her away. Someone did this out of sick desire, a sick mind, a tormented, tortured, deranged mind. Someone worked it out that he would lure her away. If she hadn't shown up, he wouldn't have been in trouble because he was not known. And in case Asha hadn't shown up, he would have continued his life, most probably with finding a different little girl. Somehow this person is connected to another male person. The cover story was that there is a little girl that needs you. Don't tell your parents about it. Bring some gifts for her. And he wanted to kidnap her, to take her home, and they met even. And he was sort of calm, I would say, that he would be able to take her home. And this sick-minded person wanted a new life with her. And somehow something happened, like an accident, that stopped him from taking her home. Something happened. An accident happened and he or they could somehow conceal her body. And I wonder if this King of Pentacles is nervous or feels guilty because he was somehow involved in causing an accident. Because they say she was being seen pulled in a green car. So I wonder if this green car was the car that hit her or hit them. Both of them, the old man, the hermit, and Asha. And this is how these two men are connected. The owner or driver of the car and the kidnapper. And they had to cooperate if they wanted to avoid being in trouble. It's really messy and very complicated indeed, but I think these cards are quite talkative. The Justice card here makes me feel they are very close to solving this case. Thank you so much for watching. Stay well, all of you. Bye bye.